Hi, Derek from Tomcat Gas Training, and welcome to this video all about this stuff. Well, more specifically the changes that Baxi have made to their flue systems. But as usual, before we get into this video and you're new to the channel, please could you take some time to subscribe, because it does help the channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell, because you want YouTube to tell you when we're uploading videos, which is some days at the moment. And don't forget to give me the thumbs up. Anyway, that's enough waffling and messing around, so let's get on with it and find out what the changes Baxi has made to their flue system. So, Baxi have made changes to their flue system 60-100, so that's 60 inside diameter, 100 outside diameter. And their 80-125 system, so again 80 internal, 125 round the outside. So the changes they have done is they've made them UV stable. So what does that mean? Well, basically now Baxi flues are allowed to stick out of the wall a little bit. So let's dive into the other changes they've made to the flue system. So the Baxi multi-fit flue systems now come with positive screws to screw all the components together. So all the elbows and the lengths of pipe will all now need to be screwed together, and they do supply the screws. Don't forget to follow the manufacturer's instructions when you're screwing them together. They've also changed the flue lengths. They now do a 2 metre long flue system, which will help you if you're installing boilers in places such like flats, so it could cut down on your inspection hatches. They also still do 1/2 metre and metre flue lengths to help you out in all those awkward situations. And they still do the telescopic flue, which goes from 350 to 550 millimetres in length, so you'll never need to cut your flue down if you buy the telescopic one. So like I say, all the systems now come with easy push fit system with 2 securing screws for every connection. So the 60-100 flue system can go up to 10 metres, and the 80-125 flue system can go up to 20 metres in length. But you'll still need to knock 1 metre off for every 90-degree bend after the turret, and 1/2 metre for every 45-degree elbow in your maximum flue lengths. And believe it or believe it not, they're now doing white, black and brown terminals, so you can match your terminal to suit your rainwater pipe system. So all Baxi flue systems will comply with British Standards 5440 Part 1 for your flues, and also Building Regulations Document J. So they all comply to those. Now Baxi are saying, because their flue is now UV protected, that you're allowed to stick your flue out of the wall no more than 100 mil. Like this one. So it's 100 mil from there to where it goes into the wall, as you can see here. But they do advise that there should be no white showing, because if a flue sticks out of a wall too far, this is what can happen to it. So you can see here, and this one is not UV protected, but because the flue's been sticking out of the wall, the rain hits the top, runs round to the bottom, stays along the bottom and corrodes the flue. I've seen this on boiler flues that are UV protected as well, because the flue's been stuck out too far and they've put it on an angle like that. So the rain runs down, collects and corrodes the flue away. Now Baxi have also said you can extend this 100 mil length if the flue is installed more than 25 millimetres below a carport or a balcony, as you can see here. So they can say you can have it sticking out up to 500 millimetres, as long as it's supported and it complies with 5440, they say. Would you do that? Anyway, you can do. Now Baxi also say if your flue is under a carport or a balcony and you've only got 25 mil from the bottom side of the balcony to the top of the flue system, you must extend the flue system 100 mil past the edge of the balcony, like you can see here. And again, as long as it's supported and it complies with 5440. Also, under a balcony, if you actually come out with your flue and it's lower than 500 millimeters from the underside of the balcony, you could do this. You could actually use the elbows now outside to bring your flue system 25 mil from below the balcony, but you still need to stick out of the balcony 100 mil. I think for this it just makes it easier that you clip it. Now, with all the flues longer than the standard flue length, the fall back to the boiler must be 1.5 degrees, and that's from the flue terminal back to the boiler. Also, if we do use elbows outside here, they also need to be screwed, and the joints must be siliconed using silicone, which is able to be installed outside. So that's what Baxi now can say you can do with their flue system under balconies and outside. Now, I don't know about you, but I would rather do this than use the standard flue system. I'd use a plume dispersion kit like we've got shown here. Just remember a couple of things though. Your minimum height is 500 mil, as you can see from here. But if you can't get that 500 mil under a carport like this one, then you will need to make sure you've got a minimum length of 500. Also make sure that the bottom of your air inlet to the ground level or to an obstruction can't be less than 300. And if your flue is less than 2 meters off the ground and you use a plume management kit to get you up above 2 meters, you still need to use a terminal guard on your terminal. 5440, remember, tells you that. Now, I do believe that the new flue system is still compatible with the outdoor weather sensor or the weather compensation sensor. So we can still use that, and it can still slide from the terminal through the inside of the air duct and then into the boiler and connect to the boiler that way. Now remember, you must follow the manufacturer's instructions with all the flue system, and if you want any more help with the Baxi flue range, they actually produce a booklet which you can download off the interweb for free, so you can see all the different types of flue system Baxi actually produce for all their range of boilers, because the flue fits the full range. Now let's wrap up this short video on the changes to the Baxi's flue. First of all is, what I can see of the new flue, it doesn't look any different to these old flues. The terminal looks the same, the flue looks the same. If you know any different, guys, put in the comments down below and let us all know if you know what the differences are visually looking at the flues, to tell the difference whether it is a UV protected flue or it isn't. Or do we just have to go off the installation of the boiler after the 1st of September the new flues were fitted? Anyway, let's hope the Baxi engineers know which ones they're looking at. So, if you've liked this video, why don't you give us that thumbs up or leave a constructive comment down below. If you're not subscribed to my channel, then please subscribe because it helps. And again, don't forget to hit that notification bell because you want YouTube to tell you when we're uploading videos. Some days at the moment. Anyway, all I've got left to say is, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and I hope this video on the Baxi flue has been some use. Catch you on the next one, guys. Cheers.